Could life be better with or without children? In a moment, I'll be talking to Ursula, an author who's causing a heck of a storm of controversy with her book, No Kid, 40 Reasons Not to Have Children. And perhaps the most surprising thing is that Corinne is a mother of two. We're going to get her story in just a moment. But first, how much do you agree with these reasons?
Reasons not to have children, number 27. Bringing up children is a war, and you are on the losing side. Number 12. Nothing is more mind-numbingly boring than mummy talk. Number 7. You have to spend your weekends in plastic theme parks or gawping at bored animals in a zoo. Number 3. Children cost a fortune. Nappies, bottles, clothes, car, latest toys. And have you seen the price of prams? That's 2 weeks by the seaside.
We're now by Ursula, who disagrees with all of that and thinks that having children is great. But first, let's go live to our Brussels studio to talk to the woman that's caused all the fuss. Author of No Kid, 40 Reasons Not to Have Children, Ursula. Good to speak to you this morning. So, do you mean this? Is this serious? Do you really believe it's rather dull and pointless having kids?
I'm half serious, and I think partly it's a tongue-in-cheek book, so it's 50-50.
It's 50-50, OK, but you decided to highlight the negative ones. Why did you decide to come out and write the book?
I thought it would be funny to poke fun at our sappy speeches on children, and also I wanted to talk about the society we live in.
In what way?
I think the book deals with a couple of issues connected to the society we live in.
Right. Could you give us...
What is our...
Just give us a little bit about what you mean. Sorry, what do you mean about the society we live in? The way we treat children, do you mean?
No, the society we live in. What is our future? Is capitalism the only way of life? And things like this. Okay. And also, I think, maybe what do we want in life? What is our desire? And is our children there to well, I don't find words, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think we know what you mean. Is children everything? Is that the reason for being? Because I know what you mean. There are lots of people out there that will say that, and you think maybe it's not always the case. Somebody that might say that is you, isn't it? Do you think she's right? Do we get sappy over children, a bit rose-tinted?
I think she's absolutely wrong. I think there's far more bad press about being a mother. I mean, mothers talk about stretch marks, sleepless nights, you know, having to find childcare, dead-end careers. You know, all you hear is the bad stuff. I think we're all embarrassed to say how wonderful it is, particularly, you know, with friends that don't have children, and bang on about how fantastic they are and how much fun they are and how really they make your life worth living. Without children, what's the point? You can go on holiday, but it's nothing compared to having 2, 3 gorgeous children.
Part of the problem, I think, is sometimes the things that we love about having children are quite hard for those that haven't got them to understand. For instance, Sarah in Waterlooville says, one reason to have kids is to see my lovely little boy's messy hair in the morning while he's rabbiting away and trying to get his T-shirt on. You just can't explain it. And I think it's the unexplained nature of it.
I think it's, you know, if you talk about a boyfriend that you like and you become across really sappy and soppy and he's so lovely, he's so wonderful, and you don't want to do that. But that's what it is with a child. You fall in love with your children same way, and you want to talk about how wonderful they are, but you don't want to come across as really soppy and sappy and boring to other people.
Indeed, because we shouldn't put our entire lives into our children, should we? I mean, there's, for instance, you said life's not worth living without children. There are many who can't have children, who have perfectly happy, full, developed lives. There's people that choose not to have children that do the same thing. And, you know, it's very lucky to be able to have children, but it doesn't necessarily have to be everything, does it?
It doesn't have to be everything. I mean, if you don't have children because you choose not to or because you can't, fair enough. But I think if you do have children, like Corinne and myself, to then say that they're not everything to you, I think something's gone wrong somewhere.
Corinne, yeah, I have to say that's one of the things that people find the most curious, that you've written this book and you have 2 children yourself.
Yes, I know what I'm talking of. And I know the shortcomings of having children. And I think that Parents are people that are trying to do interesting things in their life, and not parents that are people thinking that children are everything for them.
No, indeed. No, indeed. But there's a different thing between having an interesting life and not making children your everything, and saying they're pointless and you know, boring, isn't there?
They are also pointless and boring, because children, it's also a constant fight at home, and it's also a lot of ambivalence inside your family. So it's not only love, it's not a perfect world.
Do you regret having children?
Some days when my children put on my nerves, I do regret, but some other days I don't regret. Depends.
What do they think of the kids?
They don't care, because they don't read my books. They have their own life and I have mine. I think it's normal.
Yes.
OK, well, you know, they're not reading the books and she still thinks they're pointless. What would be your last word to Corinne?
I think that she will regret it when her children do read it and realise how pointless their mother thought they were.
OK, all right. Well, she certainly... Corinne, thanks very much indeed. You certainly got us all thinking this morning, and we've enjoyed debating the whole subject. So thanks very much indeed for flagging up the issues. And also thank you to you too, Ursula. Thanks very much.
There's something very fishy going on.
In what way?
I don't know, that whole thing, there was just something very fishy, didn't you think? Anyway, the unique Corinne there, talking about her children. Your thoughts on this? Do you agree with Corinne or perhaps Ursula's views? Email us, gm.tv. Keep them coming in.
Still to come, we're live to Los Angeles. Here's